Hello. How's everybody doing? Today I'm gonna be reading a book. Not that it's one of my favorites though, but it's the only one I've got, so this is the one that I get to read. At the Treasure Island. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's do this. Chapter 1 of the Inn. Squire Trelawney, Dr. Lacey, and the rest of these gentlemen asked me to draw down the whole particulars about Treasure Island from the beginning to the end. I take a pen in the year of 17 and go back to the time when my father kept the Admiral Bamboo Inn. And the brown old seaman with the saber-cut face took his lodging under a roof. I remember him as if it went yesterday. As he came plodding to the inn door, his sea chest following behind him in a hand barrow, and said, "My father, this is a handicap. Much company, mate?" My father told him we got very little company. "Well then," said he, this is the place for me. I'll sell here a bit." He was a very silent man, although he hung round the cove or the cliffs with a brass telescope. In the evening he would sit in a corner of the parlour next to fire under a rug and water. One day he took me aside and promised me a silver full penny every month if I would only keep my other eye open for a seafaring man with a one leg, and let him know the moment he appeared. Not long after, on a bitter cool winter morning, the parlour door opened and a man stepped in. Two of his fingers were missing from his left hand. "Is this table for Bill?" he asked. I told him that it was for the captain, who was staying with us. "Does your captain have a cut on one cheek?" he asked. "Yes," I said. He waited at the inn for the captain. When the captain came in, "Bill," called the stranger. The captain's face turned white, as if he had seen a ghost. "Black dog," cried the captain. I left the room. A little later, Black Dog ran out with the captain in pursuit. They both had drawn out swords, and blood was flowing profusely from Black Dog's shoulder. Black Dog ran away, and the captain fell on the floor. I shouted for help. My mother rushed in. Dr. Livesey had come in to check on my father, who was sick. "The man has had a stroke," said the doctor, after checking the captain, the black spot. About noon, I stepped at the captain's door with some cooling drinks and medicines. He asked me if I had seen the seafaring man. "Black Dog?" I asked. "Yes, he's a bad one. If I can't get away and they say me the black spot to someone, or you see Black Dog or a one-legged seafaring man, run to the doctor and bring as many men within as you can. Remember, it is the sea chest they are after. They are all old Flint's crew. I was Flint's first mate, and he gave it to me as he lay down, dying. Keep your weather eye open, Jim, and I'll share with you equally." Probably I should have told the whole story to the doctor, but my poor father died quite suddenly that evening, which put all the matters on one side. I was so busy for the next days that I scarcely had time to think of the captain. The day after the funeral, at about 3 o'clock, I was standing at the door when I saw someone drawing slowly near along the road. He was plainly blind, for he tied before him with a stick. He stopped a little from the end and said in an all-seeing son voice, Will any kind friend tell a poor blind man when he may now be?" "You are at the Admiral Bamboo," I said. "Will you give me your hand, my kind young friend, and let me in?" he said. I held out my hand, and he gripped it tightly. I struggled to withdraw, but the blind man pulled me close to him with a single action of his hand and said, "Take me to the captain, or I'll break your arm." I took him to the captain and he passed something into the captain's hand and left very quickly. In the captain's palm was a note. In it was written 10 o'clock. "We have 6 hours before they arrive," the captain said. He sprang to his feet, stood swaying for a moment, and then fell on the floor with a thud. The captain had died of a stroke. He also had a black spot in his palm. I lost no time in telling my mother all that I knew. I did not want to leave my mother alone and unprotected, so we decided to go forth together and seek help in the village. No one was willing to return to the Marrowbamboo. The name of the captain Flynn instilled terror in everyone. We returned alone and decided to take what we could from the captain's run against his payment to us. We found the key around the captain's neck and opened the chest. My mother picked up a bag of gold coins while I took a bundle tied in old cloth. Just then we heard someone whistling outside. Mother and I ran out the back door. We managed to reach the little bridge and hid under the arch of the bridge. There were about 8 men at the inn now. "Break the door open, found the chest," cried the blind beggar. "Someone has searched the chest, Bew. It's not he," shouted one of them. "It must be the boy from the inn," cried Pew. "Find him." Then there was the same whistle we had heard earlier. All the pirates scattered in all directions. Only Pew remained. 5 horse riders came by at full gallop. Pew turned the wrong way and was trampled to death by the horses. I called out to the riders. They had come with Mr. Dance, the supervisor, to help us. "Jim, what were they after? Money?" asked Mr. Dance. "No, sir," I replied. "I think I have the thing in my pocket. Let's take it to the doctor." And so we went to Dr. Livesey's house. Chapter 3. The Captain's Papers. Since Dr. Livesey had gone to dine at the Squire house, we went there immediately. Mr. Dance told them what happened at the inn. I gave the doctor the packet. With that, Mr. Dance left us. The doctor then opened the bundle. It contained 2 things: a book and a sealed paper. The book appeared to be the captain's logbook. The doctor next opened the sealed paper. In it was a map of an island with latitudes and longitudes, and every detail that would safely take a ship there. The island had 2 landlocked harbors and a hill in the center, marked the Spyglass. There were 3 crosses made with red ink, under which was written, "Bulk of treasure here." The map had directions to find the exact location of the treasure. "Livesey," said the squire, rather excited. "Tomorrow I start for Bristol. In 3 weeks we will sail for this island. Hawkins will be the cabin boy. You are the ship's doctor, and I am the admiral. We'll take Redruth, Joyce, and Hunter. We will become rich." Chapter 4. Is it chapter 4? I don't remember, but I think it is. And if it's not, don't say anything. Just chapter 4. Bristol. The squire left for Bristol and the doctor for London. I lived in the squire's house with old Redruth, the gamekeeper. One fine day a letter arrived. It read, "Dear Livesey, the ship Hispaniola is ready to sail. I came across an old sailor named Long John Silver who wanted employment as a cook. I engaged him. He has lost a leg in his country service. With his help, I have found the best crew. I await you and the others at Bristol. John Trelawney. After I bid my mother goodbye, I left for Bristol along with Redruth. There we met Squire Trelawney at an inn. The doctor had arrived the previous night. "Oh, sir," said I excitedly, "when do we sail?" "We sail tomorrow," he said. The squire gave me a note addressed to John Silver, who owned a tavern called the Spyglass. Alright guys, this is it for now. We shall continue in the next video.